champ is here.
I'm going to continue to stand with the people.
The champ is here.
I will not lose.
I'm a bad man. I shook up the world.
Well, you know what time it is, y'all. We kind of doing another episode of the live. Getting back into the regularly scheduled. We wanted to wait to the last day of the month to jump on this live. But for all that could join and all that are online, thank you for joining us, man. We're just going to kind of get it started. In life, you have to adjust and adapt. So, I got my man MH. He is doing the dad thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring him in. What up, MH?
What up, y'all?
All right, man. So we see little Maya back there.
Good?
Oh man, we living good, man.
This part of being. What up, Maya?
What up, Maya? Hey, man. So part of being that girl dad, man, you got birthdays, you got games, soccer games, basketball games, gymnastics. So this is part of it. So you guys get to see that live action. As you guys come in, it's a busy Sunday, so it's supposed to be a day of rest. We're gonna have a day of fun too. So we got people jumping in. So let's bring them in. My young nephew always holding it down, man. Glad to see you up in here. We definitely got some stuff to talk about with you. Oh, hold on. You got world champions on that shirt, but we ain't gonna talk about them other worlds. Oh, you know what? We're gonna say that. We're gonna say that. We're gonna jump right into that. Right. Just not just yet. Mr. International, always in the building, man. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
Oh man, we love to have you always and appreciate the support. No matter where you
are. I like how you transitioned back to the winning as soon as you could, man. So
hey,
man,
still valid, Still the most recent season, so
hey, I love it.
About some things,
I love it. All right, man. We got my man, Mr. Pity Pat, in the house, man. What's up, Patch, man? Always glad to have you join us, man. So we got a lot of Texas in the building, man. So that's what's up. I mean, I don't know if you riding all the way out with Texas, man, but just glad to have you guys in the building, man. Thank you so much. And then also, I see the people on the live, so feel free to kind of chime in and put your comments. Let me get that pulled up so we can get that going. All right, so Alex, my man, is on, man. Shout out to Alex, man. Thank you so much. Ken, I see you as well. All right, man. So let's kind of get it going. I mean, I can start it, but I love this crew. And so, I know you guys are always eager to bring, what's going on. But, we just want to talk about what's been going on in the world of sports here in June. And then definitely some of our shows, man. So if there was a show that we said something out of turn or you guys had a question on, because I did get one question about MH. I know you're kind of multitasking, so hopefully you can hear us. But there are some questions we got from our listening audience that wanted to get some film or some tape on you on that.
Yeah, that was for me. MH, man, I need to see the video of that 400 meters, man, in the state championship where you ran that second leg. I need to check that out live, man. So if you could pull some film up, I need to see that just to see what you was doing. My man said he ran sub 50 on a joint, but came in last for the second leg.
So that was our recent interview with Ed, man. Ed was former player for the Raiders, and works for the Raiders, man. And one of his second loves was track, and we were all kind of talking about our track days. I was more on the shot put discus, but your boy still had some kick though. I did run in that 4x1, begrudgingly.
Did you run in the big man one or in the regular one?
No, both, man. Come on, it was cheating. We always won the big man, because we just had that. Well, like I think I told people, like my football coach was our track coach. So we was all out there, you know what I mean? So our big dudes, like our our dude that did discus was our halfback, right? Like that. That's taking it back too. So yeah, man, we killed it on that.
All right.
So Ken wants to see that video too, man. He said it's like sub 50, huh? In high school with the questions. So you have to dig up some footage on that, man. You have to dig up some footage on that. All right, so I think I want to start it off, man. We here. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off, EP, man. Let's talk about the NBA Finals. There's a new champ in town. On the positive side, because we are black in sports, it was dope to see two black head coaches in the game. So that part, we'll start off on a high, and the EP, I'll let you take it from here.
The coolest thing about that is that's the second time in history, right? And so, I mean, it was just super dumb to see all of these people on posting comments under those posts from ESPN and stuff. Why do we have to bring race into it? Because this shit doesn't happen, right? This is the
Facts.
second time in history, in NBA history. So obviously it's a highlight moment. It's so easy to just mind your business. If it's not about you, it has nothing to do with you and your culture. What's the point?
100%.
But
And on that line, it's so funny. MH and I, we get those random. Why does it have to be black in sports? It's like you took time out your day really to post that.
I feel like you're answering the question with that comment.
Correct. So, and then I guess this is I don't know if you guys saw the debate. This is our black job, right? So there's black jobs. so I guess this is one of me and MH's black job. But all right, so yes, it was definitely great momentum. For those that don't listen, I haven't joined the live before. My young nephew, his team is the Dallas Mavericks, man. Very, very excited to see them get there. But what happened, EP?
It's just a lot of nothing happened. Kyrie ghosted like 3 of those games, so can't really do anything with Luka.
Are we gonna blame it on the brother?
I'm not gonna blame it. Hold on. I'm not gonna blame it all on him. Right?
Okay, I said, damn.
It's not all his fault because PJ Washington. It's all. Okay, Maxi Kleba didn't show up. Okay, let me start there. All right, Dante Exum's light bright ass didn't show up. Okay, Tim Hardaway Jr. I am so happy he's no longer a Mav. I woke up, I saw on Twitter THJ traded to the Pistons. I said it's a good thing.
Wow, you happy about that trade?
Okay. He said he was happy to get out of Dallas too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess it was mutual then.
Like he played regular minutes throughout the season. He got good minutes, and then he just choked in the playoffs. It is what it is. If you're not going to perform on the biggest stage, then why do you deserve to play?
You skipped one guy. I'm just waiting for you to get to that one guy.
One guy.
PJ. That one guy that got exposed, man, down the stretch.
You talking about Luka on defense?
Yeah, I'm talking about.
Yeah, for sure. He could have stepped it up, and he did in moments. He did not play great defense on a regular basis, but when he stepped it up, he showed he could. So I think that's a part of his game that will be developed. But I can't remember who said it. It was Paul George. Paul George said it best, man. It's hard to do it on both ends of the floor at an elite level, right? You can't expect the man to go out.
Oh, man, we didn't even ask for an elite level from him, bro.
Put the team on his back every game, though. He's putting up numbers except for the 5th game. Every game, right? And, he can't just be the blow-by guy. And
that's what I was about to say. Some of it was like, okay, I get that. We're not gonna make you chase the guy that's running around.
Yeah, he did become the blow.
But let's not let them target you like you was playing pickup basketball at the Y, where they're like, "Hey,
that's a bucket. That's a bucket." Yeah,
hey, give me the ball. I got him. Like that was some of it.
It was a whole team. If everybody had a downfall, like a big flaw in their game, I don't think anybody played perfect, obviously. So I think they'll get back at it. They made some good pickups. They picked up, Quentin, whatever his name is, from the Pistons, and then they drafted the French guy who's another 3-and-D guy. So I saw something about Nico cutting everybody but the top 7 or 8. So, I would be happy with that. And I think they make another deep run next year.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
Nobody wanted to believe. I called them making the finals. I had a bet with an old coworker of mine. He looked at me like I was crazy. I got laid off. I texted him into the finals. Hey, make sure you send my money. Just because I don't see you on a regular basis don't mean I forgot.
Send me my money.
Yeah. I had full faith in them making it to the finals. I was a little, perturbed about the Celtics. They have it on all ends of the floor. Jalen went crazy. He deserved the final MVP. So, but I think they make another deep run next year.
And it seems that way, right? Because like a lot of us were saying, well, I know I was really like, are you gonna knock off Denver again, right? Like they just look like they had everything to kind of run it back. So it's not always hard to get back. A lot of people in sports, especially on the professional level, it's so much going on, and then the injury bug, right, is the last thing too that you got to deal with. So,
yeah, I was surprised that Luka's still playing, and still dropping buckets. If you don't take more than a week, 10 days, you're not even the Olympics haven't even started. They'll make it to the Olympics. He should get some rest. The boy's still
Is he
probably bleeding
hurt
at the knee.
for real or no?
I mean, he's bleeding at the knee every damn game. He's talking about, calf strain and back and what was he had like a sternum something where he got like, hit or whatever, but nothing like crazy, right? But these are all potential injuries that could turn into something if he doesn't get the proper rest, I guess.
He's playing in the Olympics so he could work on his D.
Hopefully, hey, listen. I think he makes more of an effort next season. Obviously, he can't get exposed on a national, like the biggest stage, and just continue to do the same shit. So I think he steps it up. I don't think he's going to become an elite defensive player, but I think he has better moments.
That's what's crazy is that you guys had the best team defense, the second half after the All-Star break. And then for it to just evaporate from game one on. What's Big Man that came? Big Man didn't play the whole playoffs. He said, "Let me go in here and give this double-double in real quick, and I can sit down and say I can earn my ring."
Yeah,
just man,
it was an interesting finals. I'm just I don't want to say the cliche shit. I will say the cliche shit. I'm just happy we didn't get swept.
I thought you were getting ready to say that Cowboy shit that we'll be back next year.
You already kind of said that.
When I say it about the Mavs, though, I mean it.
At least you're honest with that one, right?
When Nico says we're going all in, I know, unlike Jerry, he's gonna go all in. You know what I mean? Like I know that there's some feelings behind that. Jerry's just running through the motions until.
And shout out to Nico, man. Met Nico back in his Nike days, man. He's done a phenomenal job, over there with the Mavs. So definitely shout out to him. And no, like you said, he has been making some moves. I don't know where we're going to go because there's so many ways we could go from this conversation. But I'm going to jump. Well, first of all, we want to jump to the Olympics because that was mentioned. I think that's going to be kind of like maybe a quicker discussion. But from the Olympics on both sides, we can jump to the women's side first. Your thoughts on the team who's making it, just that conversation. They're going and look like they're going to win it they're going to compete to win for the 8th, 9th time. They're bringing home the gold or something like that. So anybody's conversations, Pat, is your audio together, man? I know we be working with your audio sometimes, man. Is your audio together? We'll start off with you. That's enough. All right, so listen, we're gonna start a fund to get Pat a mic so he can we got the video together, you know what I'm saying? Now we gotta figure out getting the microphone together on it. So you got 5 on it. So we're gonna it is Sunday, it is church, man. Maybe we'll pass a couple collections and get that going. Hey, if you like to donate online, we'll definitely get the link. We can donate online, save the children and all of that good stuff. But so taking it back, I'll let you start, Mr. International. Just your thoughts on the Olympics, right? So the men and then the women, the Olympic team, how we're gonna do, because I think the men's team get here in a week or so because they do all their training here in Las Vegas along with the summer league and things like that. But yeah, give me your thoughts. So and we kind of talked about this a little bit. So it depends on
I'll start with the men because that's quick.
Quick.
They need to get it done because right now the push for making the NBA international league and having international superstars dominate the game, we need to kind of stomp on that, man. We need to make sure that we know the basketball is still the America is still first in basketball. Now going to the women's side, we got a lot of flack back and forth about your girl being on or not being on the team. And so I say this like I said about Bronny getting drafted to the A. If there's somebody on this call right now that can tell me anybody's 12, 13, and 14th man on the roster, that's not your team. So if you could just pick another random NBA team and tell me who those guys are, then Bronny shouldn't be in the league. But if we don't know who those people are on about 95% of the teams, Bronny could be the 14th or 13th guy and develop to be somebody that gets rotation time later. So Caitlin Clark should have been on that team. And if for nothing else, to roll the momentum that they built going into the season. And I mean, like your girl Angel Reese is getting ready to set a rookie double-double record. So we might have should have been thinking about that too, because you would have had your good and your bad cop, all in it. But we're not going to know what the number 15th girl on the Olympic team does because she's only going to see the dog minutes. She's not going to be a starter. We got what's the girl's name from the Aces that's hurt?
Chelsea Gray.
Okay, so if she comes back healthy, she may have some impact, but it's likely that she'll just get limited minutes so that she can get back to the regular season and play for her team and try to win another championship. So her being on the squad, she earned it, deserves it, great, but she's not.
Great point. It's getting everybody. It's getting everybody today. He was on the roll.
My connection's strong.
All right, Pat, you back here. Maybe not.
It ain't good, brother. It ain't good.
I mean, it's
aren't they doing like WNBA All-Stars versus the Olympic team? I think that alone could be a good lick for Caitlin. I mean, she's gonna have chances to make the team in the future. So she's going to have a gold medal at some point if she stays healthy. I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal that she wasn't on the team. Her or Angel Reese, to be honest. I don't think she's a top 20 player. I get it for maybe PR reasons why she could be on, but she's going to have time. And then, like I said, it's going to be WNBA All-Stars versus the Olympic team anyway, so they'll get plenty of eyes on that.
And I think that's what people are opposing to make the argument is like the part of the Olympics is to grow the game. So why would you not use one of your kind of new shiny items that are part of the league and bring them to get exposure? So I think that's the juxtaposition, that people are using. I just don't know if, like, I'm with you, MH, that she's going to have plenty of time to do that.
Yeah, and the game is already fairly international. I mean, it's not to where the NBA is at this point, but there's a lot of top international women's players that play in the WNBA. A lot of the top WNBA players, maybe not as much anymore, they go overseas to play. So I think they're good on that part of it. I don't know. I don't know if there was going to be any more eyes. Maybe, I guess you could argue that there could be a couple more eyes on the Olympic Games if Caitlin is playing, but I don't see it any different anyway. She'll have her time.
I agree with that. I mean, if there were other rookies on, then obviously they would have more of a foot to stand on. But if they have a predetermined squad that's been already picked, and I mean they already have the chemistry, it is what it is. She has her time. She'll have her time. This is something that's going to give her motivation in the future. She said, they just woke up the beast and I'm just going to grind harder. That's good. That's how you should take that. I mean, so I think it'll be all right. She'll buff out. I think it's better for her to not be picked than her to have been picked on the squad and to play no minutes, because then it would have created more of an outrage to more casuals. People would have, like, the new fans would have been, oh, why is she not playing? Why is she not playing? I'm not going to support. Go ahead and get it out, rip the Band-Aid off quick and skip her over, and then the conversation's done. I don't think many people are still thinking about it, to be completely honest.
And I think that's the tough part, right? Like, the conversation should be, or the narrative or the marketing push should be like, we're about to win this thing 8 or 9 times straight, right? Like, you don't need that push for Caitlin, right this minute, right? You have plenty of time for that. Let her kind of focus. I think they're in the realm right now of making the playoffs, this year. They're right in that mix, so, down the stretch with this, Olympic break, it's going to do some teams better than others, right? Like the teams that are just getting the rest, more practice time, things like that. This may give her some time because, hell, she's been playing basketball for how freaking long, right? Because she's been going into postseason, right from postseason play to, getting acclimated to the new city, all of these things that she's going through. So it may do her some good.
Yeah. As for the men, though, they don't have a choice. They better win, because I'm tired of the Noah Lyle clip is starting to recirculate again. I'm over it. I need them to win gold so they can so the hype of that can die down. They don't have a choice.
Aren't we worried with the men that we got to unthaw LeBron James and Kevin Durant again? It's like, where's the bench at? We should be having some. We shouldn't have to get them out of the retirement home to win another gold medal. I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Hey, I mean, it sends a message, though.
So, Mr. Nash, you had a great topic. If you turn your phone sideways, it would fill the screen as well. There you go. So a lot of stuff here, right? It is a shame that we have to do like the Redeem Dream and all of this team to like, be competitive, but it is supposed to be our best. And then the other thing that's always tough, if you saw what the first three, and I stopped. It's funny because I guess we'll just jump into the NBA draft and we'll try to get some because the chat is going crazy right now. And Pat, you can jump into the chat too until we get your microphone ready. So there should be like a little button where you can throw some of your stuff in the chat. But yeah, we didn't get that. Whoever that was.
That was Pat again.
But all right. So anyway, trying to get back focused. Let's see. Debatable that the top 10 players in the NBA percentage-wise is dominated by an international player. So that's what D'Anthony said, just kind of thinking that. And I guess what I was going with is the draft, even though the second round was the most exciting round for most because everybody was seeing if Bronny was getting drafted. But it was so many international players that was getting drafted in that first round. So, it is being a push where you're kind of wondering, the top 10 players, in the NBA versus the world kind of thing, because more and more we're seeing, hell, just go to the MVP race, right? Like, when was the last time there was a, U.S. MVP, born here? So, like, I'll wait if you can name who it was. But I think it's been over maybe 8 years.
Years, yeah.
So, all right, what else we got? So I'm trying to keep up with this chat too. Last kind of comments, Ken was just talking about he didn't think that either one should be there, but the PR aspect, which we kind of covered. And I think like the point is you have a lot of new people to the WNBA, and I think a lot of like the Monica McNutt, just a lot of the young ladies that are doing the analysts for TV and just really talking about like you got so many new people coming to the W right now that are kind of speaking on certain topics that aren't just like relevant. This was a point that was brought up as well.
The dream.
So I don't remember. I don't know if you remember, but this one came up as far as he was put on the team over Shaq. So I don't know if people knew that. So Christian Laettner was kind of subbed during that whole let's market or because, he was a Duke guy. He had all of that kind of, stuff around him at that time. What does it say? And that is correct. Like that's what I was kind of mentioning as far as the draft, the NBA draft is that it was definitely dominated by, overseas and things like that.
It's very interesting to see that more international players are being picked up in the draft. It's kind of cool to see as well.
I think they're starting to have easier access than players in America have to getting exposure. Like I think it's a big push. You think like I can't think of somebody that got drafted from like the NBA Africa association like thing. So they are now making it a push to have, opportunities over there for them to be able to get exposure that they didn't have. And so now as a kid here, how much does it cost for your parent to put you on the AAU circuit versus the NBA endorsed sponsored league that you get to play out there to get exposure? So it's a big push to get those guys seen.
I mean, it makes sense in a way that, there's just so much talent here, right? I feel like the NBA draft market in the U.S. is obviously oversaturated because it's a league based here. So it's cool to see that more talent from other countries are being shined in a way or spotlighted. But I get what you're saying. It's going to be harder for kids here to.
It's a great thing because it's giving us an opportunity to see what talent outside of the U.S. looks like. So it's not a bad thing, but I think they are making a push to give them access to being drafted.
Yeah.
And I think it's also different how we we're local players, or you got to play AAU. We're out there, you're playing semi-pro ball at 14 and 15 years old, so you're playing for your national team. A different thing. They get a different level of exposure out there, I think.
They do.
Than what we're doing here. So
I feel like it was just the way international sports, back to soccer. Like with Premier League clubs, they have clubs like it's under 7, under 8, under 9, under 10, all the way up to U18. Like that's you. Like Marcus Rashford is one of my favorite players. He plays for United, my team that I support, and he has been in the club for He's 26 and he's probably been in the club for 18 years. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that's crazy.
The other thing I think will start to be interesting now is that some of those players that can't make it to the A, are they going to start going to college now? Because you can get paid to play now. And so will the restrictions be lifted from some of those European kids that were playing professional sports that couldn't go to Division I schools, so they just stayed over there? Will we start seeing more of those guys start filtering in too and taking up some of those roles?
Well, I don't know if they would like. Well, one, because they can get paid, maybe. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's
get paid more probably now than what you get paid for playing. Third tier Spanish league basketball. You might not be getting the same bag you can get playing for, let's say, Duke or North Carolina, or where did my man just go to, Arkansas, where they might just drop the bag off at the house, man, and the first class ticket in. It's like, I'm out. I'm going.
And then unlimited. Was it Walmart? Is it Walmart or tickets to the Cowboys games? Like that donor background is ridiculous at Arkansas. So
do we start seeing some of those guys that would have stayed over there and played until they could get into the league now coming over to play basketball in the States earlier because they can get paid, they can make money, and they get good exposure right here in the States?
Well, I mean, if their ultimate dream is going to the NBA, man, I think that makes sense, right? Like, why not come here, do 1 or 2 years, get paid, and then now you have kind of like a more of a local base, because that's the biggest argument that we have, and why I believe the WNBA is doing so fantastic is because of the narrative, right? Like, we know these players because they're staying for 3 to 4 years, and you're seeing them in the NCAA right now. Like the NCAA for the men's side of basketball, you'd be like, man, who's this playing?
Yeah.
Like, what's this team? So I think that's a definite pipeline that should happen, right? It's just depending on how that recruiting is happening. I think what's tough for them is that the portal. So there's so many kids, and the way the portal operates right now, it's like, do they need to? Are they investing that time to go get these kids? So it's gonna be interesting to see. Like, D was talking about the AAU. Is like, our AAU is going to start like recruiting these international kids to come play on their teams so they can follow those pipelines and things like that. So
I agree with DeAnthony's comment down there too about AAU kind of killing youth sports, and I'm with you on that.
So and it's like, if you can't pay, it's like almost pay to play, right? If you can't get your kids in these leagues and around these tournaments, it does definitely make it a little bit difficult. So,
I agree.
but no, that's a great point, Ross, because it's just like, if that's what it becomes, where the international players start coming to college, it's just going to be kind of like a flood and just kind of increase competition. But it's because, are they still amateurs in college now that the NIL is out?
I think everybody's still an amateur until you make it to the A at this point now.
Well, there you have it. I was remiss to, just kind of a lot of things were going on as we start the show, as my co-host is kind of making a transition to get to the crib. But definitely want to give a rest in peace, to Bill Walton, just kind of, losing him, and there was like a lot of things done. So just in basketball, as we did talk about that, I want to take some time for, R.I.P. for him. He's definitely we'll say eccentric person, but he was definitely a big part of the game. All right, so we kind of touched on it, time to open it up. How do we feel? And I think I got the general narrative about Bronny getting drafted the second round to the Lakers. What are our thoughts on that?
Nepotism at its best.
Do you say it like it's a bad thing, or?
I mean, great thing. I've been awake today. There are more minutes. I've been awake for more minutes today than Bronny played all fucking season at USC, bro. So like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's wild. Like, I get it. We've watched him since he was a child. We obviously know he's a talent. I'm not going to say he's a generational talent at this point, but he is a talent. He's going to be an asset. I don't think he's going to be an asset starting immediately, but I think he has the potential to become, an NBA great, but we haven't seen enough of him. So it's nepotism. He took a spot because of nepotism. And it is what it is. Bronny, get that bag, and kudos to LeBron for being able to pull those strings. I mean, but
my thing with it again is, if everybody that's getting drafted most likely in the second round is developmental player that's most likely not going to start on the basketball team, do you want to pick up the guy that, you know, has limited resources to develop, or the guy who can get developed by one of the maybe the third greatest player of all time? So
third. You slid that in, and I just question for the people.
But every day when he goes to go train or work out, it's not a test or this unproven thing. It's like, I'm going to go do what one of the greatest of all times did to get better. I got access to that. I got the training table that I have in my house compared to the guy who's living at the Best Western on a 10-day, you know, contract. It's just completely different. You get an opportunity.
Best Western.
You know, hey, trying to save that money, man. You know, the agent
deals.
Gotta take care of you sometimes, Miles. If you ain't gonna make it, man, you try to, you know, cut a corner here or two. But I'm just saying, just his resources to develop, he has a much greater access to the resources to get better. And if that's what second round draft picks are developmental players that are not going to start anytime soon, then why not Bronny? Now, what I didn't realize, and my other homeboy brought up to me, is he is 6'1". And I don't know how many starting basketball players are 6'1" currently in the A. So that was the only drawback when I said, like, damn, 6'1". Like, yeah, this jumper gonna have to be wet, is all I can say, because that 6'1", whew, it's gonna be tough in the A.
That's fair.
I love it.
That's a good point, though. Being developed by one of the best, having the resources. I mean, that brings a lot of clarity to the situation. Like, for at least for me looking in, like that makes sense. So.
And Ken, this is kind of what MH always speaks about. You know what I mean? Like, we even talked about this for, you know, the kind of Deion situation, right? Like, why is it bad for, like, you know, a father to be putting on his son like that? And like you said, Ken, especially like a black father. So MH has touched on this a lot.
Yeah, I think I would say, I think any of us would want best for our kids. You know, and if your kid's dream is to play in the NBA and you have the resources to help them get there, why not? I don't see that as a bad thing. I've really thought about this long and hard, because a lot of times we don't ask. I don't think we've ever asked Bronny, or maybe he's got asked a few times in this draft process, but it seems like we all have opinions about what he wants to do and what he doesn't want to do, and we don't really go directly to the source. But I mean, if the league is what he wants to do and his dad has all the resources and the third all-time, as Mr. International said, then why not? I mean, shoot, I hope he does well, and he'll hope he finds a place in his career. If he plays 4 to 6 years in NBA, he's doing better than most with an NBA career. So hope that all works out for him, for sure.
Hey, is he as good as the Antetokounmpo brother right now?
I think he's better than Thanasis.
Which one? The old head?
Okay.
I think he's better than Thanasis.
I don't think he's.
Thanasis is a walking brick. I just watched Thanasis.
He's the one holding the shields at practice, so you can practice that lean in when you get to the layup. Like,
but even he's like 6'7" though. You know what I mean? Like Bronny, you mentioned he's 6'1".
That's 6'1" is that's
crazy.
Yeah. Maybe he's still growing. You know, he's 19. He's still a growing boy.
Scottie Pippen, right?
Hit the 6'2 1/4. So,
hey, they're gonna put some mask on him, man. Get him in that professional program, man.
Yeah.
I think he has a better chance to develop than any of the second round draft picks came out, as far as access to resources and that true NBA grind and how to take care of your body. He's gonna have the inside track on that.
And so what MH was saying too, like, you know, no one's really asked him what he wants. Although, like, I mean, for what his father's doing, like, there had to be some conversation, like, son, you know, is this what you want to do? You know, Rich Paul seems like they're on it. So they're like a team. Like, you know how we talk about from a professional, or just kind of, you know, how we work. We all have like mentors or people we reach out to, we talk to, you know, bump some things against. There had to be some conversations to where it's just like, you know, hey, I want this, you know, I'll be out the league in 2 years. If you know, you won't, you know what I mean? This will give you your time to develop. You don't have to sit under me. So I think there's definitely, well, at least I hope, because MH, you're right. No one's have that. We haven't seen the interviews that talked about that, you know, being under his father's shadow and, you know, helping, you know, his father's wishes. But like we all, I mean, I believe most of us, want to do, make our parents proud, to a limit, right? Like we don't want them controlling our lives. So it'd be interesting to see kind of how this conversation goes, after 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't even know if I mean, him playing is going to determine if we still having this conversation 4 or 5 years from now. Like him being productive. I mean, we don't even talk about Cade Cunningham anymore, really. You know what I mean? He was number one just 2 years ago. Like NBA,
Who?
yeah. You talk about them, and then if they're not producing, then we won't talk about them. So he's going to have to actually produce for that to happen.
I think it's a bigger issue for me is Reddick getting the head coaching job, because I think that's a bigger problem. If we're saying a problem with something, like how does that happen? And with all the other cats, not just to say black coaches that's qualified to have that job, this is where we went. Like you go from, so that's like EJ getting a head coaching job somewhere next year, from podcast to head coach. Like, come on,
EJ, man. I believe in you, bro.
Thank you. And listen, I have more coaching history than JJ Redick. Okay?
And when that happens, I just want you to look back on the moment when I was like, I believe in you. Tickets. But I told my grandfather is a Lakers fan, right? And I went there in May, like early May, because my stepmother walked the stage. She graduated. So, but I went and I told him then, I was like, yo, JJ Redick's your new head coach. And he was like, are you sure about that? And I was like, yep. That's how I saw something about it. It just makes sense. LeBron's got the pull. So,
yeah, nepotism is one thing, but the homie hookup for the head coaching job, like, wow. Wow.
I'm just trying to figure out if Bronny is calling LeBron or Dad.
Ooh.
Dad.
The
videos already are fucking hilarious. It's like, LeBron, give me the ball. What? Dad, can I have the ball?
Just imagine that
put you on punishment.
Hey, you better pass me the ball or you're grounded.
Yeah. But just imagine the call though, the James to a James assist to score. That's gonna be dope.
LeBron to LeBron. Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
That's Pat. Just turned on he hit the CB switch. So
hey, Pat, just give it up, man. Turn off your mic.
I'm thinking of Ken Griffey Jr. taking that ball away from his dad in the outfield, and he was like, he grounded me for 3 weeks. He told me to give him the keys in the locker room. Mm-hmm. Like that. So it's going to be funny to see those type of stories come out, like, 10, 20 years in the future. Like it's, going to be a feel good moment, but it's going to be.
We got jokes and hate in the comments. The thumbs down on me coaching. That's cold. No, but that's going to be that interesting dynamic, right? Like what goes on with the rookie hazing, right? What goes on with, the disputes with the coach, right? Because now, like was that Anthony said from podcast and coaching, that invisible hands, right? Like if LeBron if your dad is on your side when it comes to the coach, or if the coach steps out, man, it's just real interesting dynamic that they got going on over there.
Like when I go home, I tell my dad, "Hey man, you need to talk to your boy and see if I can get some."
Yeah, facts.
I mean, hey man, call your podcast on me and ask him, can I get minutes tonight? So,
I mean, I always think this is what the Lakers do just to do it anyway. This is not necessarily for LeBron and Bronny and that legacy. It's for whoever the next legacy is. So whenever Wemby get tired of San Antonio, hey Wemby, you can get your coach, you can get your homeboy to be the head coach, your brother to be on the team, whatever you want. This is for the next star. So that's just the Lakers.
And it's good TV, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You forgot about the Clippers, went back to the basement real quick with this move. Like it's good TV.
Whatever that show is.
Has anybody watched that show, by the way? With is it Larry?
Lawrence Fishburne?
Larry Fishburne. Lawrence. Oh my God.
What show?
I have not watched it. Has anybody watched it?
No.
What show?
No, I haven't either.
What's the name of it? Hit me with the name.
I think it's Clipped, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Clippers, like Clip. Yeah.
No, it's on Hulu. No, I haven't watched it.
Because I was about to say, is it was it Tubi? Anybody?
It's on Hulu.
Is it?
Yeah,
FX?
Probably.
It's an official network, though. Okay.
So, because all I thought was somebody had did a meme of like the casting, like all the people that they did the cast, it was all bad. Any of our online viewers, anybody watched it? D'Anthony, he gave us the name of the show, but I don't know if it means. Oh, he said he likes
the
that
show. Yeah.
Hold on. So D'Anthony and Pat, just because I say your name, did that mean you put your mic on? D'Anthony, Pat, myself, and a few others have a call, and D'Anthony cannot recommend shows to me, by the way. And that's he had me watch the Wendy Williams show, and this shit was terrible.
Was this?
Because like we were talking like, oh yeah, scoop this, watch this, so like, I'm hitting him. I was like, oh okay, man, I get in this show, I'm like, okay, first episode's maybe slow. Then the second episode, I'm like, man, D'Anthony, man, I really can't take your show references, man. So, and he said it's worth a watch. It goes beneath the surface. All right, so everybody get because MH, me and MH had this debate about what was the show? Showtime, MH.
What, Winning Time?
Winning Time. So MH told me like, no man, you gotta watch, and I was like, nah man, I watched one episode. He's like, no man, watch it, and then I ended up it ended up turning out, But what's sad is it got good. And it was supposed to come by. And then it come back, and then they, the powers that be didn't like how they were portrayed.
That's why I know it was really good because Jerry West was so mad about his character. I'm like,
he said, "Who the hell casted that?"
Yeah, Jerry West was hot about that. I said, man, he must have been really acting his role out well.
So he's defending. If you're in the comments, enjoy the comments. He's defending the Wendy Williams show. I'm not putting that on there.
Forget the noise. Look at the infrastructure.
I mean, yeah, she did build an empire. So anyway, clipped. We'll end up. So NH, maybe we'll watch it and do a show on it. No, he says. There are some. Wide receiver came out? Was that last year or this year? It's coming out. Like they did the quarterbacks, so wide receivers this year, right?
Couple of weeks, yep.
Then quarterback did so well. Like I didn't even really watch Hard Knocks last year. Is anybody watching Hard Knocks anymore? Do we know who the team is for Hard Knocks this year?
That's a good question, huh?
I got my fact checker on it, man.
Giants or something?
Bears.
Oh, that should be interesting.
That's going to be very interesting. So do you think he comes out on the – no, let me stop.
Wow.
My bad, International, man. I know that's your boy, man. How you think he's going to do? I mean, it's Pride Month, man, so we support him, man.
I think Chicago is a tough place to win, man. I think they are throwing pieces around them, though, so I like that for him. I don't know, man. It's been tough. It's tough to win out there. So
just that division, right?
Yeah.
And then do you think the infrastructure as well?
I think they're working on the infrastructure, but it's kind of like you got to tear the whole house down, and they only tore down half, and so they're trying to build it back up with a first round pick. He's got the talent to be a good quarterback there. But
who's their running backs?
Yeah,
okay. Well, then that's going to be
an issue. And they got him some wide receivers, man. They got him some
guys to
the ball to. That's what they did.
I like Keenan Allen because he's a dog, man. He was over there in the Chargers, man. He was definitely underrated. He definitely made
healthy.
Who is their running backs? That's a great question.
I think that all the wideouts are great up until it starts getting a little cold in Chicago, and you ain't gonna be able to do your thing like that. So,
and like Ken said, if you don't have
DeAndre Swift is number one, and then Rashawn Johnson.
Swift from the Lions running back. Yeah, he's nice. I mean, I don't know if he's
if they got a whole line like you said. Since you're on the line. So yeah, they still need some pieces to work, or maybe somebody will come out over the camp. So we'll get to see how that develops. So maybe we will tune into so much crap going on here. Tune into Hard Knocks. Wanted to jump on this because I thought it was a hoax or one of those like fake meme things that were going on. But there was a post that came out and said that in American football Americano, okay, the game we created, right? Like, because we call football soccer over here. So football Americano, we played Japan. All right.
Spanked.
Cooked. I need to see the roster.
I need-
I need to see the roster because I saw clips of the game and they like the scoreline did in fact reflect the gameplay. They got fucking washed. Like it was not good.
For those that don't know, the score was, correct me if I'm wrong, like 41 to 20.
Yeah, you're right.
At one point,
So-
it was like
got
it was like 28-0. They got fucking cooked. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I need to go look at some birth certificates on the other team, man. Something ain't right, man. They had to get some boys from the South playing O&D line, man.
It shouldn't matter, man. You're talking about football. Like, there was no way that, like, if we lost, okay, right? Like, if we lost, that's one thing. But to, like, how you gonna?
Who's the coach? Who's the coach?
So Pat McAfee, man, the dude's hilarious. On his show, he kind of covered this, and they put out like a video and showed the coaches. So I think we posted on our IG. I'll repost it since we're talking about it now on the show. But like the coaches that they had on there were hilarious. Like just showing the pictures and the names of them. And then the other part was they talked about how they recruited people. And he was saying that one of the people they recruited was like a D3 lineman where they actually sent him a letter like, hey, you want to support your country and play for Team USA? Just with 3 easy installments of $1,500, you could come play for the team. Wow. So it's like, so MH, Mr. International, you know, maybe next year we'll get a letter.
Shit. I'll make those payments.
I'm like, at this point, I can't hurt the team. Hey,
it's
41 to 20. I'm good.
USA football?
Yeah, so USA. So my bad. That's right. You were jumped off. So we're talking about the USA football versus the Japan. The score that was 41 to 20, and just talking about like who the hell did they get to one coach and 2 play in this? Because like we all joke like from time to time like, look, I give you good 4 plays, right? Like,
and
I give you a whole quarter.
You get me behind the line. I can get you 5 yards
because everybody's taking plays off already, so I'm good. I'm like.
Well, this was a U20 team, right?
Yeah,
that was a U20. First of all, let me shout out my Japanese brothers. And for those,
that's right.
One of the many places I'm from. Yeah, I was born in Tokyo, so I do know they play there, and they've been playing there for a while. So it's not like they don't know what they're doing out there.
And that's one of the things they said is this team has been playing together for like almost 7 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I get that. But that's American football.
We don't have 40-something guys we can put together that just got to the NCAA to win that game. It's like, so now we're gonna have like a redeem team for U20.
We're sending letters, but we're sending letters to D3 players. Not only are we sending letters, we're charging them motherfuckers $4,500.
Yo, like they could have took Snoop's league. They could have took Snoop's league over there, man, and probably wrapped them up. Like
that's the $4,500 cover. Do you get to keep the jersey?
For $4,500, I don't get to keep the journey. I'm burning that motherfucker down. Like it's to the ground, to the studs.
I don't think from what I know of the organization, from what I know they used to put a lot of emphasis on the U18 team. So even when I was working with USA Football, there was Chase Young was there, DeAndre Swift, like guys that obviously that we know. I don't know what the emphasis are, even how they recruited the guys this year. I guess by letter to some other school, but I mean we know when it comes down to it, you can. The United States runs American football, so I don't know if we got to really trip about that. But those Japanese brothers can really play.
I can see one of them in the league now. I'm like, are we gonna start? Yeah,
you are. You are.
This shit's embarrassing. It just doesn't make sense especially for American football, right? There should be no reason that a team that is going to be the face of the U.S. is not either. Supported by fucking like where are the sponsors?
But
why are they having to play?
But didn't the USA just beat somebody in cricket? Like, or is that?
No, they did.
So like,
they're in it. They're playing.
That's about to be a 30 for 30. That's about to be a 30.
They didn't just beat somebody. They beat Pakistan, and it wasn't like they. So there's, they say,
but while we're saying that though, the guys are like, one dude's an accountant and the other dude's like, they're still.
He had to put in for leave.
But,
he had to put in for leave from his day job.
He did have to use his own PTO to do this, right? But I will say it's not like those people have no fucking background in cricket, right? They make it seem like they're scrubs. They're not scrubs. Some of these people played for like big teams in like the Pakistani league and the Indian league and stuff like that. Like some of these people did come from those teams.
Hey, there's a Pakistani podcast right now, just the way we're appalled with the U20 team.
Oh, fact, no. Them boys are hot. Let me tell you. Them boys are hot as hell.
How the hell?
America? We lost to America? Oh, no, they're pissed, bro. They're pissed.
But yeah, just even wrapping up
this.
I mean, couldn't they got the coach from Sycamore High? Is that the high school that motherfucker got on ESPN with the fake school? What was it called?
Yeah. Hey, but the team was pretty good though, wasn't it?
The team was pretty good. Hell, they got some kind of deal where this motherfucker was on like ESPN prime time playing a game.
Yep.
Like, get that motherfucker as your GM or your head.
Shit.
Take it till we make it, man.
I mean, what's his name? Hold on. I gotta look. Jason Witten needs a job, bro. He's coaching high school. So y'all could have reached out to him.
Easily, right?
Like, we have all of these great ex-pros who were in the game forever who are going on to pursue their after-career dreams, no matter how big or small. High school ball and, representing the U.S. team. I mean, you could have just put the call in. Something.
I mean, back to the podcast guy going from podcast to head coach. I mean, my boy's got some playing experience.
Hey, Team USA, hit my boy EJ up, hit Mr. International up, hit MH up, all right? And when y'all get that job, I need the tickets.
I'll put a squad together on you. I'm telling you.
Shit, my first call gonna be the Bishop Sycamore head coach.
I mean, why you think, man? You missed that MHS. I mean, he did better than what we put out there.
I gotta. We can maybe we can talk to Chuck and see what the process was, because we know some folks, so maybe we can talk to old Chuck and he can let us know.
Yeah, we'll do some digging and report back on that.
Shit is crazy.
Hey, if you played on that team, are you telling people you were on that team, or are you just kind of, because it should be something to be like, oh, man, I was on the U20 USA football team. Should be like a proud thing to say. Are you kind of
the first question? The one that got cooked by Japan? No,
that's exactly what's up.
Right? It was the 2023 year I was on it. 2024, that was the year after me. So I don't know nothing about that.
We should. Now, if we see one of them receivers in the 2026 NFL draft, let's come back to this conversation.
Yeah. Or that running back, shit.
He might be on your Bears.
He could be D. Swift back in
that boy was good.
He might be on your Bears.
Love it. All right. We're getting close. We're not going to talk too much football. We'll say that to July because there'll be a lot of movement. And speaking of movement, maybe I'll jump to this now that you're on live, MH. Your Knicks, man. The draft. Oh, look at it. The boy got excited. See how he leaned up? So I'm just going to stop. He adjusted. He drinking water. So, I mean, pretty decent run going into the playoffs. And then, a lot of people just like, okay, we're going to come back next. They did not wait. So before the draft and during the draft, how you feel about your Knicks, man?
So funny. I put in time off at my job for next June. So I already scheduled it with my supervisor. Say, hey, I ain't gonna be around next June because the Knicks are probably gonna be the NBA Finals. So I want to make sure I'm there to be able to do whatever I got to do to be there. But the Knicks, man, I think I said this on maybe a live, and we got to find the tape. Maybe last year sometime, maybe a year before. But I said 2025. I know I said this. NBA champions, New York Knicks, and you got to be what's the word say? It is Sunday. There's power in the tongue. Hey man, it's looking right. Mikal Bridges pickup is huge. The Nova Knicks are completed now. We got obviously Dante DiVincenzo. We got Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, and Mikal Bridges. They've won championships in college. They got a good chemistry together. Throw in, we got OG back. Got him signed. We're gonna figure out how to do some things with Hardenstein. What do he call himself? Bright skin. So we gonna help my brother out there. Mitchell Robinson is gonna be healthy again. He may not Julius Randle. You know when he could be Drew Brown. He's an all NBA player,
he's about to be out of there, right?
All-star. Huh?
They're not gonna move him. You don't think?
No, I wouldn't. I would do some different things with him. I would probably see if he can be like one of those like super six mans like Ginobili was, like just to kind of, have a different kind of rotation there. I would try that with him.
I need your head coach to go to a load management seminar.
Yo, something.
I need the head coach.
I think that thing is over. DeAndre podcast. That's funny.
I think that was directed towards you, MH.
I don't want to wish the Knicks any ill will, but I already have it. I already texted somebody. I have it in texting. And when it happens next year, I already said Mavs over Knicks in the finals next year. So I'm sorry. Maybe 2026 is y'all year, but 2025, that's for us.
The slanders we gotta chill in the comment on the slander.
Podcast HR. I'm dead.
That's funny. I'll give you a point for that, kid. I'll give you a point for that. But no, the Knicks are serious though. Like all jokes aside, for real, like the Knicks are.
I was bummed.
You got a boy now. Y'all got a dominant player now.
I was
so. Let's talk about hold on. That's father and son.
Hold on. You said we got a dominant player now, like after this move or before?
No, before. You guys have a dominant player now, so you guys are legit somebody that can go out there and put it on the back when you need it. Well, Randall was supposed to be that guy, but Randall was not.
We got that guy. Yeah, we got that guy.
Yeah, so now you got that guy.
I'll never get over the Mavs keeping Tim Hardaway Jr. for $18 million fucking dollars a year and letting Jalen Brunson walk when he wanted a 5-year, $55 million contract. So, or 4 years.
But we're talking about nepotism. We're talking about father and son. I mean, his father's over there. May have had some conversations, and
I was gonna say, I hope in life I have a cheerleader like that as my dad. But if we're on a national scale and I'm bricking for 26 minutes, 0 points, and he's coming out, Dad, just take the back seat. Let me rock, bro, because you're making it as well.
They sent him to Detroit, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Quentin Grimes is gonna be good for y'all though.
I know, facts. I agree.
It's gonna be good for y'all. That's a Knick too. That's a former Knick.
He's been in the lab all summer. They said so. I'm excited. I'm excited.
To slide that in, huh?
International, man. You want to speak on your team and what you think if they did the draft, man? It could be lighting the beam a lot this year.
Terrible draft. Terrible. Just flat out.
Who's they draft?
Everybody that watches, I'm a Kings fan, man. Everybody that's watching the Kings right now know the one thing we need is a big man. We need a legit big man so we can take the pressure off Sabonis and let him do some more things, man, so he can really capitalize off his abilities. And then we went out and got a kid, man, that I have no problems with this actual kid at all. But for what we need right now, that wasn't the fix. That wasn't, It just,
who y'all get?
Some 3-and-D guard wing, some dude from was he from Providence or something, man? I don't even. That's what I'm saying. MH, that's our It's not who I was looking for. I said, damn, I'll take one of them cats from France, man, that can play down low. Somebody give me 7 foot, something. But man.
All right, Kenneth, you can't. If you're a Kings fan, we can't be doing the drug testing comment.
Wow, shots fired. Good one.
Wow.
As a supporter of a team that didn't have a big man for a reliable big man for a long time, I get the pain.
And the thing is, we got a guy that can get you rebounds and score down low, but we need a dog down there, like a big body that's gonna change the game a little bit. And I guess we just decided that we're not gonna have a big man, and we're gonna. I get it. And can we
small ball?
Can we get rid of Harrison Barnes? Is it time yet? Can we hit the eject button on that project? God damn!
What's wrong with Harrison Barnes? I mean, Sabonis.
He's a 4. And that can play like a really good 4, but we need a big physical 5, man. We need a traditional big man to help us out. And then we have no depth for when he comes out. I think our backup is maybe 6'8", 6'9".
I should make a trade for Andrew Powell, bro.
Yeah, and then we got 2 big men that nobody wants to see on the court because one of them's slow as hell and the other one's old as hell.
Here's my thing, and I will even, if I'm being honest, I'll even say this about my Knicks as kind of a concern. I do have a concern if your best player is like a point guard, there's not too many of those dudes unless they the size of Luka. You're not really in championships like that.
And then you see what happened to Luka, man. Then you get targeted on the defensive end and give up a combined 60 to 2 guys that's just calling for the ball. And every time they see you at the top of the key, you get lit up.
So let me ask you then, do you think it's time that they look at De'Aaron Fox like, okay, what can we get for him?
So I thought we should have looked at De'Aaron Fox when we let my man go to the Pelicans or what's Young Bud's name, man? The point guard that's out there that was doing good. So
Ty,
and I'm not mad because we got Sabonis out of it, so I'm not mad at that's what they decided to do. But De'Aaron Fox, he is who you thought he was. Like, he's not leading you to the finals on his back. Great player, great scorer, electric at times, but I like Malik Monk's energy that he brings in off the bench to help get us over the hump. Like, damn. And then again, we have Harrison Barnes in the starting lineup. And I'm trying to, I convinced myself during this last season that he's going to be our defensive stopper. And then you watch the game, you're like, yeah, no, man, let's get this cat off the court, man. It's just it's done. So we got
what's Keegan Murray? He's a
he plays 4 for us right now.
Okay.
So you come in, you got Fox. They had Herter playing. Then they start playing other cat. You got Barnes, Keegan, and Keegan is raw, man. He's developing to a good basketball player. And then you got Sabonis, but then, like I said, you got if you want to say Sabonis is the 5, then who's your 4? Like, Murray is a 3 all day long, and he should be playing in that role. So it's kind of like just trying to patch it together, man, without the actual players for those positions to be successful. And with all the cats in the world to draft, we went out and drafted somebody that's identical to the guys we already have that didn't get us into the deep into the playoffs. So, like, what's the point? If we're trading somebody, then I just want to see what's the next move. But as of right now, I'm not sold on the moves we made during this offseason.
Yeah.
All right, so last topic before we open it up. There's been a lot of conversations about the Dallas Cowboys because it started off with, the leader, Mr. Jones, Jerry Jones, saying that you guys are going to go all out. Y'all going to make some major moves, and, you guys are going to run it up. And I think the biggest move or the only move is you guys picked up, was it a punter or field goal kicker or what? And then you got some people not showing up to camp. You got contract issues, man. So
they still have Brendan Aubrey, who was damn near perfect last season. They picked up Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke.
I'm sorry. Zeke was.
I'm not mad about it.
Major pickups, but okay.
I'm not mad about it. The thing that pisses me off the most, right, is he was so adamant about being all in. And then when it came time to be all in, the all in changed from, picking up people to keeping the pieces. I get keeping the pieces, but, like, if we're letting people go, like Tony Pollard, who was a good running back, and I don't think he was a number 1. He didn't have the size. But we're not at least putting a call in to pick up Derrick Henry for $8 fucking million a year. It's so cheap comparatively. I mean, like, it's just that shit like that doesn't make sense. If Derrick Henry is from Dallas and he is the one that came out and was like, they didn't even make the call. So we're just not trying at this point.
You got Zeke though, so that's probably.
And you got Dak. You still got Dak, man.
I still think Dak is a good quarterback. I still think Dak is a top 8 quarterback in the league. Top 8. I feel like top 8.
I'm gonna just not even go there, because I don't got a quarterback right now, so I'm gonna stay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna sidestep the whole quarterback.
But just all
Raiders got a quarterback.
When the all in, who said the Raiders?
All right, well, that's what I'm about to say. I mean, look,
all right.
It makes finish this Dallas with your thoughts on Dallas, and let's talk about the Raiders quarterback situation.
I think the Cowboys usually they kind of do better when they kind of stay under the radar. To be honest, so if they figure out the CD Lamb contract, I know it probably stinks right now that Justin Jefferson got quarterback contract. So CD probably looking at. I mean, if you even look at numbers, CD's numbers are very comparable. I think even better in some categories than Justin Jefferson. So, I mean, they got to figure it out.
He's coming at you, MH. Like,
man,
yeah.
That's talking about me.
That wasn't me.
Talking about me.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe, okay.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
dang.
What do
Well,
you mean?
Dallas all together. Anyway,
But I think the Cowboys will be okay. I really do. They got two things the Cowboys have. They got a quarterback that most of the time he's not going to lose you the game.
only the big one.
Huh?
We're not putting that game all on him.
No, they got to stop the run. So if the Cowboys
first round of the playoffs,
Hold
first
on,
second
man.
round of the
No.
playoffs.
Hold on.
You're gonna look at me like that when
My bad.
the defense didn't give up 40 fucking points?
Excuse me.
How is he gonna do anything if the defense can't stop anything?
Before they gave up 40, he was playing like trash.
And then no, I wouldn't say
It was
he wasn't playing great. He
You get it
wasn't
out.
playing up to his full potential. I'm not gonna say he was playing like trash.
Let's just
But they
say
gave up 40, and then the second half, it was Dak's half. Obviously, he came out and he had a great second half.
he did. Yeah, that's
The
when they shut it
defense-
down.
I
He
mean,
started to play well when it didn't matter.
But
When it mattered, he wasn't doing nothing. It just it looked terrible.
like a football Tim Hardaway Jr. copy.
I think they're gonna be okay. I think they're gonna be okay. I really do.
MH, you think Dak can win a Super Bowl?
Who's on their defense? In short,
On the
yeah.
other team's
I need to
defense?
know who's on their defense.
Always defense. I mean, this.
I saw.
lot of it
And
is
no
defense.
disrespect to this player, I saw Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl, right? And so, like, you get the people around him that's gonna not give up big plays and stop the run. I think the Cowboys are fine. They got a guy that can. They got a guy on offense that gives you got to double team him. Otherwise, he's gonna eat. Most of the time, Dak Prescott's not going to lose you the game. And then they got a top flight pass rusher. They got. I don't know what their corner situation is now, but they have really good corners.
Yeah, Diggs will be back. What's his name? The rookie who broke the pick six record.
Yeah, so they got good corners, and
Yeah.
if they get somebody in the middle that's just going to stop the run, so you can play into their hands on third down, the Cowboys going to be right where they need to be. You know what I mean? They'll be right there. Let's have this conversation Thanksgiving time frame. They're going to be right where they need to be.
They was right there this last Thanksgiving.
It makes just bringing the excitement back into my heart. You know what I mean?
They're going to be back there.
I had previously given up on it, but
We are pinning this.
Hey,
Thanksgiving.
are you taking Brock Purdy over Dak, or are you sticking with Dak? If you could pick
I really do like Brock Purdy.
Okay, all right.
I ain't gonna lie. I like Brock Purdy.
And then are we saying is Brock a system? You know, is he because of the system, or you put him anywhere and he's going to perform like
because the
this?
system and the players around
system
him.
for sure. He's got the benefit of having one of the best OCs,
Offensive minds.
the best OC to lose all of his big games. We'll say he's got that guy. He's got that guy.
Yeah,
So-
I think Brock is that though. I think Brock is that guy.
A top 3 running back behind him, a top 5 wide receiver, backed by a top 10 wide receiver right there next to him. So,
And a tight end.
I think
and a top 5 tight end. Yeah, I could go back behind that damn line, and if I could put up Brock Purdy numbers today.
I think Brock Purdy is a real one for real though. Like,
Really?
Because to play quarterback, we just named all those stars, and to keep all those stars eating and happy accurately and give it the ball to them where they can do something. I think it takes somebody special at quarterback from a demeanor standpoint and obviously a skill set to handle all that.
I'll give him.
I think he's the real deal. I think
give him-
Brock's for real.
He
I'll
did.
give you
He
a real
did choke
deal
against
on
Detroit, though, right?
As far as talent,
What'd he say?
He did choke against Detroit, right?
Nah, Detroit's their head coach choked. He's doing too much.
No, I'm saying, but Brock Purdy choked against Detroit. He got lucky.
Didn't he do his thing?
Hell
They
no.
won, right?
They
Wait,
won.
hold
They
on.
won.
He didn't do his thing?
Hell nah. Look at that. He should have threw 3 picks. They dropped one, and the only reason they won the game is because Detroit's head coach came out and forgot that you can run the ball.
I would tell you this.
He came out and said, "Hey, we throw it. What's the other thing we can do?"
Nah. If Lamar Jackson played like Brock Purdy played against the Lions, the Ravens would have been in the Super Bowl. If he would have played like that against the Chiefs, the Ravens would have been in the Super Bowl this year.
And I was so mad at that. I was so mad because Lamar was supposed to be in
Lamar.
this year. He was supposed to be in the Super Bowl this year. And I don't know if he went out there trying to prove something, like kind of back to what you're saying. International. Forgot, like, what was that other thing we can do?
Like, hey, you're one of the fastest guys on the field. run.
It's like looking backwards when you run.
Run, Forrest, run.
I'm like, at this point, if you get hurt and you don't make it to the Super Bowl, at least you say you went out fighting.
Yeah,
You gotta stay, right?
man. Run. What are you doing?
Yeah, that was terrible, man. I felt like just since we were talking about it again, I said this was the worst coaching and scheming of any conference finals situation that you've seen in a long time. Because there's no way I don't pull Lamar Jackson to the side and tell him to cover the mic and say, man, you motherfucking better start running. Hey, at this point right now, put it on your back. Put it on your back. Let's go.
Let's go get it. You're the MVP. Like, let's go win this.
Yeah, let's go see it. Like, yeah. And then
all right, really quick, man. Let's jump. Oh, go ahead. What you have, mate? I mean, international.
Nothing. I see my man said that he get out coached at the end of the game, and I'm gonna say, yeah, maybe, yeah. But Detroit, they didn't get out coached; they just stopped coaching. That's what that was. You just decided to give it up.
Madden, bro.
Yeah, on the real.
He started playing Madden.
All right, so we can wrap it up out of here. So let's jump over to the Raiders, man. So we put the Dallas under pressure, man. Let's talk about these Raiders, man. International, you got a little support, man. So what do you think about your quarterback situation, man? You said you don't have one, and MH kind of gave you a little love. He said you do have a quarterback. So let's see if Ken can jump in on this as well. So
I feel good about one thing. We might have figured the coaching situation out, right? And we got defense, and we got some weapons. Damn, this was the deepest quarterback draft since what's the name when they had it was 6. I mean, we couldn't get one, like just one, and then you let Fields get picked up for a 6th round pick and a Snapple. Like we have not made that pick just to have somebody MH to show us something different. And I'm hoping that O'Connell. I'm hoping that he shows up.
Was it Apple?
I like O'Connell. And then if we about the numbers here. If you just go look at Gardner Minshew's numbers compared to a quarterback that just got paid in Jacksonville, that was the number 1 overall pick. Go look at those numbers put together and you tell us the Raiders don't have
you know
they got
what's
2 of them.
As I've said that I've had that debate with my partner, and he said something that stuck with me since we've had this conversation, my boy Mike. And he said Gardner Minshew is a career start after the starter goes down and gets you the momentum, but never gets you to where you're trying to get to. So I'm hoping that, and then he's not going to, is he going to start? Who's starting?
I don't know who's starting. I for real think the Raiders got 2 solid guys. You just need solid guys. They got 2 tight ends.
Don't bring that up
because he is hot about that.
Why?
That's just like my Kings. We had a decent tight end. So our first
man, no. Like this is a guy that can you're gonna play the game that they want.
Generational talent.
No. You're gonna play the style of game that the Raiders want you to play because they can dictate the tempo because they have tight ends. They got a running back that's legit, and they got a defensive line. You're going to have to play the Raiders. And to beat the Raiders, you're going to have to actually beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. So I think that's the most important thing that the Raiders got going for. I'm excited.
So we're going with the Trent Dilfer package on offense.
You got to beat the Raiders. You got to beat the Raiders. You have to actually beat them.
Hey, Trent has a Super Bowl.
That's what I said. I always tell people you got to say Super Bowl winning.
Super Bowl winning quarterback.
I feel great about the team. I feel almost like a Cowboys fan. Like this is our year. But I don't want to go that far.
I got a tough.
But the direction that we're heading in, I love it.
I'm going to my first Raiders game this year.
Oh, which one you going to?
Preseason?
I'm going to go to the Cowboys game, and then my buddy wants to go to the Steelers game, so I'm going that.
Yeah, link up. Yeah.
I've also been a season ticket holder for 4 years.
That's all I'm about to say. Like,
this is my first game as a season ticket holder. I've been holding tickets since the inaugural season.
Yeah, the Raiders is trending in the right direction, man. I love what I see us doing as an organization right now. I do feel like if the league is a quarterback-driven league, that we might, at least in the next draft, even if it's a late pick, get a new one just to have a new toy.
Can we get one of those quarterbacks?
Yeah. I even wanted the cat from Tennessee.
Let's just see. I mean, let's look at Aiden O'Connell versus Bryce Young when it comes to like production over their rookie year. Like let's just let it play out a little bit.
All right. Yeah,
And
I'm hoping for the
speaking
best.
of young quarterbacks, man. Let's we ain't gonna let D get off the hook, man. Because who's your quarterback down there, man? So that's the end of the team.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Let's just see.
This is why Twitter and chatting, man, is not always a good thing, man.
I got receipts on here, man. I got receipts. All right, man. Well, hey, as always, I thank everybody for joining us, especially everybody that was online, commenting online. Man, you guys are on fire today, so we really appreciate that. But I'll go round robin really quick, man. Anything on your hearts and minds that we didn't talk about or that you want to say before we jump off? EP, I'll start with you.
Hey, look out for the Rangers second half of the season. All right, it's been a tough first half, but DeGrom's back, or DeGrom's coming back. Scherzer's finally back. Still waiting on Josh Young. So there's a lot of injuries that are plaguing us, but second half, sure, I believe.
And I'll put you on the because you're our resident football person, soccer. So we just had some games. I think MH went to a few that were here in Allegiant Stadium. But there were a couple of games out here, and then Cope was coming up. So matter of fact, MH, if you want to speak on your experience of actually going to the game, was that a friendly that was played out here?
It was a good time. Brazil and I lost.
How long ago?
This past weekend.
2
days ago.
No, that's a Copa America. That was
Copa America. Yeah, that's the one. I'm trying to go out to
great experience.
Stadium.
Soccer games are so crazy. They're so electric. I mean, like some of the craziest just sporting fan experience I've seen. Like there was I went to USA Jamaica game for the Gold Cup. It was like a Gold Cup semifinal game or something like that, or maybe a quarterfinal. But they only sold the first 2 rows, so it was like 40,000 people. But that was the loudest fucking game I've ever been to in the Cowboy Stadium. It was crazy.
Yeah, I had a great time. A lot better in person than
100%
on television, like 1,000 times better.
They're a lot of fun. You got the Euros going on right now. They're just wrapping up their round of 16, so the quarterfinals are coming up. Then the round of 16 for the Copas are about to start, and then the Olympics. So it's a good time for soccer.
I used to think that Cowboys fans, as a Cowboys fan, irrational in some points, or just real fans. And then the way the Brazilian fans were standing up for Neymar, he wasn't even playing. I think he was just in the suite. But if the dude just stood up, the whole stadium was turning around just staring at him.
It's so much love. It's so much love for generational players, generational talents. It's crazy. And then also with soccer, you never know. It could come at any moment. I'm an England fan.
Yeah.
They played today. They went down 1-0 in the 25th minute, and then it was 1-0 until there was 6 minutes of extra time. And then 95th minute, Jude Bellingham scores a bicycle kick to tie it. And then they put it up in the extra time game. So you never know.
Nice.
I know you paid out the ass for them tickets.
Yeah.
They are taxing to see Messi.
I mean, and I did go to our resident, but we do have a soccer coach, so maybe we got a soccer coach on here, so he may get called up to the bigs, but
I'm not actually officially on a podcast, but I have some podcast association and experience to that. So
to the next live, you got to bring your clipboard. You got to draw up the play.
They even got me an official whistle. I got
your name's not Mr. International.
Bring your clipboard. I got to bring your clipboard.
For a new gaffer at the end of this Euros run, so Mr. International, you might get to step up. All right.
And he's an official coach. He's an official coach. He taught me something that I never knew in my years about soccer, of how to dribble a soccer ball. Did not know that.
Hey, if JJ can do it, I got faith in you.
Bring the clipboard.
Hey, don't forget the whistle too.
I got the whistle's official, man. Yeah. I didn't even use it, but I started wearing it just because it looked dope.
Whistling clipboard.
You warming up, twirling it like this.
Hey, they gotta go back and forth, right? Let's go. Shout out. All right, man. Final words and thoughts for you, man, before we get out of here.
So this past weekend, I was in Minneapolis, and I know we're all football, basketball, baseball guys. We watched gymnastics during the Olympics, but to be out there in the city that they were hosting the trials for the Olympics, the energy of it was dope. So I'm excited about the Olympics as usual, but I'm excited now to just start actually going to. My daughter did gymnastics over the weekend out there on a much smaller youth level than what the other people out there were doing, but just the buzz and the people in the city and to kind of see the activity in Minneapolis, I'm going to make it a point. I wish that I could be in like Eugene to see what it would be like to be at the track and field trials, but to actually start to hit these kind of events. So I'm really excited about the Olympics coming around the corner and what that looks like, especially since in basketball now we have that international, influence on the other side where they got a couple teams that's going to have all NBA type players or big time EuroLeague guys going against our guys. And then just to see, I think we got a brother that's swimming now. That's supposed to be kind of dope. So it's going to be some good stories, I think, to come out of the Olympics this year for the USA. I'm
very
excited
for the swimming portion as well, because
Yeah.
there's that renewed beef between the two biggest, us and Australia.
Yeah, right. Who's the fastest in the pool?
Yeah, like that. There was like that comment where that lady was pissed off of talking about how she didn't like how, when the swimmers for the U.S. get called up, they all chant USA, USA. It was heated. Michael Phelps was like, "I'll get in that damn pool right now."
Yeah. The other thing too is where it's at. So it's in Paris, and I don't know if everybody's been to Paris, but it's a huge city, and it's a lot of brothers out in Paris. So just to see how that's going to look on that,
It's in Paris.
Oh, see, he had to go there. Yeah. But just to see, how that is, too, to be able to probably see when they pan that camera out, you'll see that dynamic in the crowd. So it should be interesting. I think it's going to be real dope. This should be a good Olympics.
No, it's definitely going to be good, and I'm glad you brought that up, man. There's that 16-year-old D'Anthony put us on that, or he sent me the video of that guy. I don't know what trials he was at, but 16-year-old competing with those grown men. And
the track kid,
the track kid, yeah. That excuse me, that dude was moving. So I don't know. I think that was one of the qualifiers and finals. I don't know where, but just kind of that story of his maturation as he goes. We've definitely had some Olympic guests on the show, so we'll probably recycle and start posting those shows. And just kind of seeing where some of those people are, swimmers and things like that. You're right. There is a brother that's going to be the swimming, because I think their qualifiers were in Portland for some reason. I want to say they had the swimming qualifications, or maybe it was in Indianapolis for some reason. So
it was in Indy.
It was in Indy. Okay,
at the Colts Stadium.
That's right. Because they were just kind of talking about that while we were down there for All-Star. So those are all kind of great topics. Just kind of see what our women's and men's are going to do in the basketball round and things like that. So, and then because niggas in Paris, man, it gets the people going. So we'll definitely be looking forward for that. And then the other thing that I wanted to bring up too, Mr. National, just when you're talking about your daughter, the whole gymnastics part, right? I love, like, over the last, let's say, maybe 2 years or 3 years, they've been showing the floor routines, exercises. Mm-hmm. And these girls, I think it was a few from LSU, or maybe it was one from UCLA, but just doing different music, right? Playing more stuff to our culture, wearing, natural hairstyles and things like that. And like kind of putting a bit of the culture into the gymnastic stuff. And I don't know about the male gymnastic persons, but like I said, hopefully we get all of those timelines and those stories as this kind of progresses. And then it looks like that the Peacock Network is bringing Snoop and Kevin Hart back to provide us commentary on this. So it's definitely going to be, a great Olympics. So we'll see how we fare. And I know we'll all be doing the medal count as we kind of go on. But it's great, like you said, to be expanded to other sports. You know what I mean? So we kind of have that eye on that.
Before you get are they doing flag football this one, or is it the next Olympics?
It's go ahead, MH.
Okay. All right. I remember you guys had that on the show when you were talking about that.
Yeah. So we'll probably bring that show back too. Shout out to Charles for kind of jumping on this and kind of getting us up to speed with flag football. And, MH is doing a great job here with the youth around here, kind of getting the flag football going. So, man, bringing us home, MH, man, what you got for us?
Nothing. I saw a comment. I was also at the '88 Seoul Olympics. So shout out to you, Ken, on that. I was I was a youngin, and I don't remember what my dad always talks about, remembering Ben Johnson running. we know what happened to Ben Johnson after he ran. Ran in the Olympics, but shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all. Apologies that you guys have to see me driving around the stuff, doing little girl stuff. So appreciate y'all jumping on.
All right. Well, hey, thank you. Like I said, once again, everybody that was on the live chat, I hope you guys all popped in just to say, hey, we always appreciate your support. And it brings extra commentary to the days that we have here. So definitely good to see you all. As always,
please. Ken, hold on. Sorry, EJ. Yeah, my mom was active duty out there too, and so Osan. Ken, I gotta connect with you. I'm gonna hold off the disrespect earlier.
Ken, I guess Ken, you threw that. It's like the service. You threw the service out there and the respect and all. I forget about all of that stuff.
Yeah,
right?
we cool. Yeah, my moms and pops all Air Force too. So yeah, we was out there the same time, man. Shout out to you, Ken. I'm gonna hold you on that.
Love it. All right. Well, hey. Another great live. We're going to schedule the live again. It was definitely on me for the people that I got the request to jump on the live late. So I apologize for that. But like I said, it's always fun just to kind of talk about, catch up, hear new perspectives and things like that. Other than that, we drop new shows every Thursday. So get ready for those interviews or those conversations. If there's anything you want us to talk about, we're always looking for show ideas. We're also looking for show guests, people that you want us to get on there. Please let us know. And then, other than that, we gotta let Pops. What you got here? Oh yeah, Pops had to let me know.
We gotta have Pops on the live to tell you about Ben Johnson, the way Ben Johnson's eyes looked after he got done running. The big Carl Lewis.
And we always welcome and want Pops on the show, even if it's just for a couple minutes. Pop, we ain't gonna have you on camera the whole time. But Pops, if you ever want to jump on the live, man, just the wisdom, the nuggets, man, we definitely want to have you on them. Hey, once again, man, we can't thank you enough for jumping on, spending, part of your day with us. The live is going to go on as soon as I hit this end button. So if you didn't get to catch all of it or want to share this replay with people, just kind of, share it on your posts. And like we always say, please stay safe, practice gratitude, and know we're rooting for you. Oh, I was supposed to play the music one, but that's on me.
Screaming, all us blacks got is sports and entertainment until we even.
Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yo. Look. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class.